For more videos and problems for management information systems, you can check out Sarai Studies. Link is in the description box below. So this is how you work with pivot tables. Now my goal is to recreate this, but from scratch with just formulas. So I'm going to name this down here pivot version. And now I'm going to make a new tab and call this the formula version. So the first thing I want to do is the region column. So I can do region. And then I can go to data. I could type it out, but I do want to show you if you have like more data. You can just click on the column, copy it, go back over here to the formula version, paste it. You can go to data, select this column, and then remove duplicates under data tools. A little button right there. Click on OK. And now you have your unique regions that you can just plop right in here. Great. So now we literally got this first column done. The second thing is your sum of revenue. So first we want to get the total revenue for the East region. So what are we going to do? We're going to use a function called SUMIF, plural, so sum ifs. The first thing that you input is what you want to sum up. What column do you want to sum up? I want to sum up my revenues. So I go to data and I simply just select my revenues. And then if I go back to the formula version, you'll see that formula version is the name of the sheet that the column I want to add up is in, but it's not. Formula version is the one that I'm in right now. I want the column from my data file. So I'm just going to change that to be data. And then you can remove the quotation marks because they add quotation marks when your title has a space. So formula version had a space, so they added quotation marks. If it doesn't, like the data file, it's just data. You don't need quotations. And then you can delete this as well. So basically everything before your exclamation point is the name of the file that your column that you want to add is in. And then this is the column B. The next thing you want to do is think about it. You just gave it revenue column. That's all you gave it. What is it going to do with revenue? This is a revenue and region problem. So now you have to give it the other column that you're working with, which is the region. So if we go back to data, we select the region column, go back to our formula, and again, our region column is in data. So we select data, and it's going to select column A because that's where our region is. And then think of the last one as a filter. So out of all of the regions, what do you want the sum of particularly? I want the sum of the East region. So that's going to be this cell right here. This time it makes sense for the name of the file to be formula version because that is the file this cell is currently in. And again, because it has a space in the title right here, it's going to put quotations around it. And then the cell that I want is A4, column A, row 4, East. And you put parentheses, click enter, and that's it. Then you want to extend this, and then you can compare your answers. This is 3807 for East. Go to your pivot version. Let's go back as having this as just the sum of revenues. Yes, so we're correct. It's 3807. We just can go ahead and select these numbers, right, and format the cells, make it a currency, click OK. That's exactly what we have. And same thing for all of the other versions. We have 14862, 32296, 14862, 32296. Everything's right. The last thing we're missing is the grand total. So we can do grand total. Go to formulas and just click on auto sum and then enter. So then to make this pretty now, you select your data, not the grand total because that's not really part of your data. Your data is revenue per region. And you want to go to home and then just format as a table. You can check on my table has headers because your table does have headers. It has column names, region, sum of revenue. Click OK. And now it's a table so we can sort by, let's say, north. I click OK. Let's make sure that's right. If we go back to the pivot version and I sort by north, click OK. The grand total is the same as, well, what's there? That's the total, 15,444. Here, it's different. So what's the solution to change the formula? So apparently, when you're referring to cells that are within the same sheet that you are in, you don't have to specify the sheet. So you delete the exclamation point 2, click on OK, and now and then for some reason it's still not working, but it should. All you have to do is auto sum again and you're good. And if you go now to, let's say you want to filter by only south, then click OK. It should be the same number and everything works fine. Let me remove the filters, click on OK, remove the filters, click on OK. And similarly, you can do a chart. So you can select your data, you can insert, recommend a chart. This time, let's do a bar chart. Click on OK, and you can see revenues by region. You can add some axes titles. So here is the region for the x-axis and the revenue for the y-axis. And then you can also sort. So we can right click and sort by largest to smallest. So we know that the South is making the most revenue. We can also right click on the bars themselves, add data labels right here. And now we can see the actual revenues for each region. So it makes things a lot easier to read. Those are two different versions of charts that you can use. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next.